Back with me to dish on all the drama of the third season of their hit Bravo reality show, which begins on March 4th. 3 stars of The Real Housewives of New York City. Okay, we know who you are already. We don't have to go through that again. You girls can be very mean. If she wants to say she looks like Cameron Diaz, why can't you give it to her?
I did, and then I put my finger down my throat.
And then you said, no, I don't think so.
Well, you know what? I don't think she looks like Cameron Diaz. I mean, I'm being honest about it. I mean, she looks, you know what, don't get me wrong, she looks great.
Yeah.
Ramona is in her 50s, she looks amazing.
You don't have to say her name. See, that was catty.
Oh, it wasn't
to say her age. Ramona's in her 50s.
Magazine
I would kill you if you did that to me.
People Magazine is out
It's everywhere.
I know, but you know what? It's one thing to see it on a written page. It's another thing to hear the number come out of your mouth. It's very annoying.
I think it's great to look a certain way at a certain age, and I think hats off to her. I think so.
And
I think for every woman.
Ramona, you know, God bless, she has a skincare line. And I said, Ramona, why don't you make your age even older? Like, why don't you say you're 65?
Right. Why don't you say you're 80?
Right. So that's what I mean. Why don't you say you're 80, and then you could say, look at this skincare. I mean, instead it's the opposite. You know, a lot of women want to be younger.
Yeah,
I say they're 35,
know.
and you know, you don't look 35.
Yeah, but you made her cry. Was it you who made her cry, Joe?
No, the alcohol. The alcohol.
The alcohol.
The alcohol.
Blame it on the alcohol. Exactly.
Do you see how much tequila she was drinking?
I saw the scene. Wait, the scene was that Ramona and you were in something.
Because I wouldn't go to her house for Labor Day because her husband
Mario
says something really mean to me,
and I say what he said.
And I say it was very rude. I had just, you know, I was divorcing, and it was very hurtful what he said. And,
so what did he say?
He got an opportunity to say, instead of countess, to say countless, which was really mean and
That's
nasty.
not nice.
And
He
so
said
when I
it to
called
a photographer who was calling out her name. He said, countess, and Mario says countless.
It doesn't matter. It was just really mean and hurtful. So when I tried to explain to her that I don't feel comfortable coming to your house for Labor Day because your husband is nasty.
I don't feel welcome.
I don't feel welcome.
And then she turned on her.
Well, I didn't turn on her. I tried to mediate. I said, you know, Ramona, why don't you just say...
What are you, the lawyer?
Yes. Actually, I am.
She's the counsel.
I am.
Housewives counsel.
And I think I was being fair. And she, you know, I said it on the front of the boat. I said, all she had to do is say, you know what, you're right, it was mean. And I'll speak to Mario, and he'll call you tomorrow and apologize.
All right.
And that would have been
Very simple.
She
Very
made such a big... Mean Girls. Who was being mean to her?
Well, she started crying because she felt you were ganging up on her 2 against 1. I saw the show.
Did you think we were ganging up on her?
Well, I think that when it's 2 against 1, somebody feels ganged up on, don't you? Think about sisterhood.
I was really not involved in the
what she should have said is that, you know what, Luann, I'm really, really sorry on behalf of Mario. If you'd like to, you know, talk to him, call him. She didn't do that. She just was like,
well, no, she did. But then, hold on.
Wait, that
he
was
would have called you, but he doesn't have your number. Are you kidding me?
Right. Ramona said he would have called you for an apology, but he didn't have your number.
Okay, all right, but
Exactly.
let's just talk about the countess thing for a second, because you take a little guff for it. I mean,
I do, and that's why, you know, Ramona always relies on that because, you know, she runs out of tools and then she always goes for the countess. That's her last stab effort to really get me.
Is she the only one? Nobody else teases you about being the countess?
Does.
Well, Bethany likes to tease me. And
why do you hang on to it? Why do you hang on to the countess?
Because it is who I am. It's part of who I am, and I'm very proud of that. And so there's, that is my name.
But you're going to get teased about it. You know that. In America, people tease people with the labels like that.
My name is Luann. You know what? These guys call me Countess more than anybody. I'm not the one who calls myself. I don't go around saying I'm the Countess. I'm Luann.
I know, but people might behind your back go, "Oh, the Countess is coming."
Well, either you love it or you hate it. It's, you know, you have both.
If you have a title like that, and your husband's a title like that, be proud of it.
I am proud of it.
Listen, if any of these women had a Countess, are you kidding me? They'd be like wearing it with like big C's all over their T-shirts.
I'd be having tiaras.
We know people who buy their titles. She didn't buy it. She married it. And there is a difference. In other words, there are people who are so desperate for recognition.
Well, I say keep it, because the idiot gives you an email saying he's off. Forget about it.
Darling, I'm keeping the title
and the money.
Jewelry.
How about the money?
And the jewelry.
Okay, now, Jill, let me talk to you.
We love you, Joy.
Let me talk to you. You brought up Bethany before. Bethany seems to be a target that you don't like, I noticed, especially you, Jill. What's the story there?
Kelly.
I mean, I'm sorry. You're Jill.
It's not a target. I mean, last season, you know, I was the new girl and she attacked me, and I just made it clear that I wasn't going to, you know, play in her playground, and that, you know, if she's going to be 4, she's down here and I'm up here. I just don't want to be a part of it. And so then she got really upset by that I didn't want to engage in that.
Okay, let's look at this tape.
Sad for me to even talk about the whole, you know, Bethany and I sort of not being friends anymore. But Bethany was really my inner circle. The last phone call I have, I actually saved. She left me a message and I saved it. And it was so hurtful. And she said to me, she said to me that I needed to find a hobby. That was her closing statement. You know what, Jill? You need to find a hobby. And you know what? I did. And it wasn't hanging out with her anymore.
A lot of people seem to have trouble with Bethany. Is it because, I mean, I'm just saying now, is it because she's a successful businesswoman?
No.
And there's a little jealousy?
It's
No.
that if she
Closing statement. You know what, Jill? You need to find a hobby. And you know what? I did. And it wasn't hanging out with her anymore.
A lot of people seem to have trouble with Bethany. Is it because, I mean, I'm just saying now, is it because she's a successful businesswoman?
No.
And there's a little jealousy?
It's
No.
that if she attacks you, then people talk about her. It's very simple. It's not about being, qualified, capable, successful, because we're all very successful people in our own right. But if she doesn't attack you, then no one talks about her, and that's why she does it.
Okay,
There's something wrong with people. Just
Yeah.
one last thing.
ahead.
There's something wrong with people that have to attack other people in order to make themselves feel better. Sure.
We actually have more time with you girls.
Oh, good.
Just stay right there. We'll
All
be
right.
back after this break. Before we get to the fact that you opposed it for Playboy, I want to just bring up that you had a little drama of your own, where
Yes.
you were arrested for allegedly punching your ex-boyfriend.
I was. Someone that I knew actually walked to the police station and had me arrested for allegedly hitting him.
What's his name?
I'm not going to tell you his name.
Okay. But Ben Simone is your ex-husband?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you have a new boyfriend now?
I'm seeing many people, yes.
Oh, so you don't have a new boyfriend? Look, they're looking. Wait, you just
Many
looked at her
people.
like you don't know.
I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, they didn't know.
I'm seeing different
And
people.
you know what, Kelly? Many people are seeing you because you're on the cover of the March issue of Playboy. Now, some say you did it to one-up Bethany's nude PETA ad. She did. She posed nude
For PETA.
Yes.
I mean, listen, let's be honest.
competition.
you
PETA's
girls are so altruistic.
PETA is an amazing organization, and I'm so happy for them that they are getting the press that they're getting because they're an amazing organization.
Yes.
Playboy is an iconic magazine, and I am so incredibly honored to be gracing not only their cover, but have a story and an interview. I mean, it's the
What made you
biggest
do
honor
it?
ever.
What
as
made
a
you
woman.
decide to do that?
Well, when they asked me to do it, I mean, I was so impressed that they would want a 40-year-old woman in their pictures. And so I asked my ex-husband to take the pictures. And the nice thing about it is that it's really neat. It's, you see
That's
pictures.
weird. Wait a minute. Your ex-husband took the
Joy's like,
Is there a reconciliation?
no, I mean, my ex-husband is one of the...
Ben Simone is a photographer.
Gilles Ben Simone is one of the most famous photographers in the world. I mean, he makes women look more beautiful than they actually are. And I just thought to myself, if I'm going to do something like that, then I would definitely want someone that wants me to be a better version of me.
Now, you have 2 daughters. Any
I do.
qualms about doing the shoot for your daughters?
No, we talked about it. I actually brought them in the morning to the studio. They, hung out with Gilles and I, and they were really happy.
Oh,
that,
they're his kids?
Yeah, so they were so happy that
Mommy and
their
Daddy.
parents were working together. They were excited about it.
Okay. Do you girls want to pose nude too, or what?
Hugh hasn't called yet, but it's always an option. I leave. I never say no
want
to
to go
anything.
I just want to go to the Playboy party. Can I go to the Playboy party?
I never say no to anything. Leave any door closed.
Jill, you have been spotted hanging out with John Gosselin and Michael Lohan. Why are you hanging out with these two losers?
Where
Why?
do you get your facts from?
I get them from the tabloids like any other researcher.
Last summer,
That's my girl.
I love you. No, last summer.
Yeah.
It's a long story, but I ran into the mayor of Southampton, and we went out for dinner. One meal. That was it.
With who?
With John Gosselin, Kate Major. It was unbelievable. The mayor of Southampton and his wife, and Michael Lohan and his then girlfriend, who's now, I think, got a restraining order out on him.
I say.
And it was the most interesting dinner I ever had. And my
can
assistant
imagine.
and my husband.
And then we ran into him at the Polo.
And then we saw
The
him
question
next
is,
day.
why is the mayor of Southampton hanging out
That's
with these
the
two?
question.
I'll tell
These
you
two
why.
losers.
Michael Lohan.
Yeah.
The mayor of Southampton owns a rehab center out in Long Island.
Oh well, that explains it all.
And they're
What?
friends through that.
What?
Yeah, the mayor of Southampton owns a very well-known place.
All right, I have to tell you, this has been a treat for everyone here. So thank you, ladies, for coming on the show. The new season of The Real Housewives of New York City starts this Thursday night on Bravo. It really is must-see TV. Good night, everybody.